Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre was widely considered to be one of the greatest romances of all time, and in many ways it was made for the post-war years. The epic tale of a grand passion that survives against all the odds.
You must forgive me, but I'm not beautiful, and I feel I'm unworthy of you. You deserve someone so much grander and more lovely, and just ordinary.
That's not true. And I love you, Jane. And to me, no one in the whole world can look as you.
This peak-time Friday night series starred Shakespearean actor Daphne Slater as Jane and matinee idol Stanley Baker as a slightly creepy Rochester. Filmed as live within the confines of a studio, it might look a tad clunky today, but this counted as a lavish production at the time.
A new moon.
Come here, child. Your name is Jane Eyre?
Yes, sir.
And are you a good girl, Jane?
Yes.
A liar, too. Do you know, Jane Eyre, where the wicked go after death?
They go to hell, sir.
And do you want to go to hell?
No, sir.
Then what must you do to avoid it?
I must keep in good health and not die.
The 50s audience were drawn to the story of the plucky orphan who survives a harsh childhood and then meets the dark and brooding Mr. Rochester, when he appears to fall off his horse for apparently no reason. They fall in love.
You ask me why.
Will you stay as my wife? I need you, Jane. Love me.
The production portrays Jane as perfect 50s housewife material, gentle, resilient, and appeasing in the face of her husband-to-be's frequent moody outbursts. The story, however, takes an unusual turn from your average romance when, on their wedding day, Jane discovers that her beloved Mr. Rochester is already married and has been keeping his first wife, a lunatic, locked in the attic all this time.
Well, don't you wish to see my wife? Keep away, keep away!
My God.
Jane leaves, and while she's away, a terrible fire engulfs Thornfield Hall, conveniently killing the mad woman in the attic, but also leaving Rochester blind and maimed. Jane hears his ghostly voice calling her and rushes back into his arms.
I'm coming!
Jane, where are you?
What is the matter? Why are you frightened? I'm here.
Jane, my darling. I thought you'd gone. My brain had played a trick on me that what I thought was you was only a vision, a dream. Jane, let me hold you. Let me hold you close.
Only you.
This classic story of love conquering all the obstacles thrown in its way was a potent one for a generation who'd experienced war, and where many men were still living with mental and physical scars from it.
Can make the darkness bright.
Look at me. Look at me well before you make up your mind. Do you want a blind man you will have to lead about by the hand?
And only
Let me take you by the hand.